you looking at me when you talk about complaints?
No, we are now.
We are. We're known for it. And it's a good thing, because it's about holding big financial organisations to account. And this is the latest list of the top complaints on what we're complaining to the watchdog about. Thanks, guys. Morning to you. Yeah, it's PPI and payday lenders that are still the cause for most complaints. As we said, these are figures from the Financial Ombudsman Service. Now, that deals with complaints about everything from banks, mortgages, insurance, pensions. And it means that if customers can't resolve a complaint with the businesses themselves, well, the Ombudsman gets involved and they sort it out. Crucially, they also have some legal powers to try and put things right. Well, let's speak to Caroline Wayman, who is the Chief Financial Ombudsman and joins me now from Central London. Good morning to you. Just talk me through this list, because once again, it seems that PPI dominates that list of complaints. We're still getting the calls. We're still finding problem with those companies that are trying to get compensation for us. And in some cases, many of us have not had PPI in the first place.
That's absolutely right. So we're still seeing a large number of people coming forward about payment protection insurance. It's still dominating our workload. And we do see cases from people who it turns out haven't had a policy, but we're also still finding an awful lot of people who have been missold a policy. So people are kind of finally getting around to digging out the paperwork from their loft and bringing a complaint to us.
Is there any sign of a slowdown in this? Because we know a lot of the banks are very keen to draw a line onto this. They've been putting money aside, millions of pounds every year, to pay out for PPI claims. They just want to see an end to it, don't they?
I think everybody would like to be able to move forward from this, but I think that what we're seeing suggests there's still an awful lot of people who are concerned. We're still seeing about 3,000 cases every week. We're still upholding quite a number of those. So I think there's some way to go yet, just to make sure that the people who have been missold get back what they're entitled to.
So away from PPI, there's also been a rise in other complaints. Payday lenders featuring in that list pretty heavily too. And again, cause for a lot of concern because people feel that they're being ripped off by payday lenders.
Yeah, so we have seen quite an increase in payday lending complaints, as you said, and we're upholding quite a number of those as well. And this tends to be people, very often, who've had quite a number of payday loans, who are concerned about whether actually they could afford it. So really important, though, that people are coming forward themselves. So one of the good trends is that actually people are coming without the help of a claims management company. They're doing it for themselves. So I think it's a good sign that consumers are feeling empowered to do that and knowing what their rights are.
And when it comes to rights, just talk me through how people should get in touch if they have a concern, and crucially, what powers you have to put things right.
I think if people have a concern in the first instance, I'd say speak to the organisation that provided the service to you, so the bank or the insurer. But if you're not happy and you're not sure what to do, then contact the Ombudsman. We'll look into things. We're completely independent. It's free for consumers. What we'll be able to do is look at whether you've been treated fairly, and if you haven't been, we have powers to make awards up to £150,000, and we can make the firms put things right.
Okay, it's good to talk to you. Caroline Wayman there, the Chief Financial Ombudsman. Thanks for your time this morning. Remember, I'm going to stay across all the latest on those delays for BA flights that are affecting passengers trying to check in right around the world. I'll have those details for you just after 8. I'll see you then.
Thanks, Ben. See you later. Thank you. Talking this morning about the great outdoors, I suppose, in a sense, and how it can affect people. Different ways, tell me.
Yes, we are. Let's have a look at it while we're talking. There are calls for more GPs to support the idea of so-called green prescriptions.
Yes, the Local Government Association says encouraging people to spend more time outdoors could help tackle obesity and stress.
Our breakfast near McCubbin is at Bishop Lock, just outside Glasgow, for us this morning. The weather isn't great, but the view is. Morning.
Good morning to you. Do you know what? Earlier on I said it was 18 degrees. It is still 18 degrees, but it's been raining. Welcome to Scotland. Take a look over here. This is gorgeous Bishop Lock, just outside Glasgow. And the question we're asking this morning is this: should we all be popping outside more to places like this instead of popping pills? Well, the Scottish Government says absolutely yes, we should. We should be making much better use of our natural health service. And the local Government Association, representing councils in England and Wales, says we need to make better use of GPs issuing green prescriptions, getting us outside every day. Does it work? Take a look at this. We went with a group of young people in Snowdon. Some believe the wilderness has the power to heal broken lives, broken minds. Has life been tough?
Yeah.
Was it tough for a long time?
Quite a long time, yeah.
Dad gone away, never came back, Mum passed away.
Wait, I'm going to turn it off now. and then turn it back on.